In the previous lesson, you learned that a blue-collar interview is more than a conversation about skills. The interviewer is evaluating risk. They want to know whether you will show up, follow instructions, work safely, communicate clearly, protect the customer's property, and remain professional when something goes wrong. Now it is time to put those principles into practice. You are about to participate in a mock interview. The first applicant is seeking an entry-level helper position. After every question, the interview will pause. You will see 3 possible answers. Choose the response you believe gives the applicant the best opportunity to move forward. Then we will reveal the strongest answer and explain the reasoning behind it. Keep track of your score. Give yourself 1 point for every strongest answer you identify. Let us begin. Mock Interview 1. The entry-level construction and maintenance helper scenario. Introduction, meet Andre. Andre has approximately 1 year of experience helping friends, relatives, and small local crews with moving, demolition, yard work, painting preparation, cleanup, and basic repairs. He does not have a trade license. He has not worked for a large construction company. He is interviewing for an entry-level construction and property maintenance helper position. The employer is willing to train the right person, but it has experienced problems with new workers who exaggerate their abilities, arrive late, ignore instructions, or quit after only a few days. Andre's goal is not to pretend that he is a master tradesperson. His goal is to demonstrate that he is dependable, physically prepared, honest about his experience, and capable of learning. Question 1. Tell me about yourself. Interviewer. Thanks for coming in, Andre. Tell me a little about yourself and your work experience. On-screen text. Which answer should Andre choose? Choice A. I can do pretty much everything. Construction, plumbing, electrical, roofing, you name it. I have always been good with my hands. Choice B. I have experience helping with moving, demolition, painting preparation, yard work, cleanup, and basic repairs. I am comfortable with physical work, following instructions, and helping an experienced worker complete a project safely. I am looking for an opportunity where I can become more consistent and continue learning. Choice C. I have not really had a serious job before, but I need someone to give me a chance. I will try anything. Reveal. Strongest answer. Choice B. Applicant's full response. I have experience helping with moving, demolition, painting preparation, yard work, cleanup, and basic repairs. Most of my experience has been with small crews and local projects rather than a large company. I am comfortable with physical work, following instructions, keeping the work area organized, and helping an experienced worker complete a project safely. I am now looking for a more consistent opportunity where I can continue learning and develop stronger maintenance and construction skills. Choice B is the strongest response because it is specific without exaggerating. Andre identifies tasks he has actually performed. He does not claim to be a licensed plumber, electrician, roofer, or master carpenter. He also explains the professional value he can offer immediately. He can perform physical work, he can follow instructions, he can support a more experienced worker. He understands the importance of safety and organization. Choice A may initially sound confident, but it creates a credibility problem. A person with limited professional experience who claims to do everything may sound dishonest or unaware of the complexity of licensed trades. Choice C is honest, but it focuses entirely on Andre's need for an opportunity. Employers understand that applicants need work. The interviewer still needs to know what value Andre can offer. A strong introduction should answer 3 questions. What have you done? What can you contribute? What are you trying to develop next? Question 2. What can you do independently? Interviewer. Which tasks would you be comfortable completing on your own? Pause. Choice A. Anything you need. Once someone shows me something one time, I can do it by myself. Choice B. I would rather not work alone because I do not want to be blamed if something goes wrong. Choice C. I can independently handle basic cleanup, material organization, painting preparation, simple furniture assembly, yard work, and other straightforward tasks I have completed before. For technical repairs, structural work, or anything involving electrical or plumbing systems beyond basic assistance, I would want instructions or supervision. Reveal strongest answer. Choice. See applicant's full response. I can independently handle cleanup, material organization, painting preparation, simple furniture assembly, yard work, and other straightforward tasks that I have completed before. I can also complete basic assignments when the expected result is clearly explained. For technical repairs, structural work, or anything involving electrical or plumbing systems beyond basic assistance, I would want instructions or supervision until I understood the proper process. Narrator explanation. This response demonstrates judgment. An entry-level worker should not be ashamed of needing instruction. The dangerous applicant is not necessarily the person with limited experience. The dangerous applicant is the person who does not recognize the limits of that experience. Choice C separates Andre's abilities into two categories: tasks he can complete independently, tasks where he needs supervision. That makes it easier for the employer to understand where Andre can be placed safely. Choice A is overconfident. Being shown something once does not automatically make a person qualified to perform it independently. Choice B avoids responsibility instead of demonstrating a willingness to grow. The strongest worker is not someone who refuses all independent work or accepts every assignment without question. The strongest worker understands scope. Question 3. What would you do if you did not understand an instruction? Interviewer. Suppose the crew leader gives you an assignment, but you do not completely understand what they want. What would you do? Pause. Choice. A. I would begin working and figure it out. Supervisors do not like being bothered with too many questions. Choice B. I would repeat back what I understood and ask a specific question about the part that was unclear. I would rather clarify the assignment before wasting material or creating unsafe work. Choice C. I would wait until the supervisor noticed I was not doing anything. Reveal strongest answer. Choice B. Applicant's full response. I would repeat back what I understood and ask a specific question about the part that was unclear. For example, I might say, I understand that you want this material moved and organized, but where would you like the damaged pieces separated? I would rather ask one clear question before starting than waste material, delay the crew, or create an unsafe condition. Narrator explanation. The key phrase is specific question. Employers do not normally object to useful questions. They object when a worker does not listen, repeatedly asks questions that were already answered, or expects the supervisor to make every minor decision. Andre's response shows that he will first listen, identify what he understands, and isolate the part requiring clarification. Choice A may feel independent, but guessing can create rework and safety problems. Choice C is passive and forces the supervisor to discover the problem. Good communication prevents problems before they become expensive. Question 4. What would you do if you were asked to use damaged equipment? Interviewer. You are asked to use a ladder, but you notice that one foot appears damaged. The rest of the crew is busy, and the task needs to be completed quickly. What do you do? Pause. Choice. A. I would be careful and use it anyway. Sometimes you have to do what it takes to finish the job. Choice B. I would refuse the entire assignment and leave the job site. Choice C. I would stop and point out the specific damage. I would explain that I am ready to complete the task, but I need a stable ladder or another safe method. Reveal strongest answer. Choice. See applicant's full response. I would stop and point out the specific damage. I would say, this foot appears damaged and I do not think the ladder is stable enough to use safely. I am ready to complete the task, but can we replace the ladder or use another safe method? I would not use damaged equipment just to avoid speaking up. Narrator explanation. This answer shows both safety awareness and willingness to work. Andre does not simply say no. He identifies the hazard and proposes a way to continue safely. Choice A confuses recklessness with dedication. Choice B goes too far by abandoning the assignment before discussing a solution. Professional safety communication often follows 3 steps. Identify the hazard, explain the risk, ask for a safer method. Question 5. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. Interviewer. Tell me about a mistake you made while working. Pause choice. A. I cannot really think of one. I am usually very careful. Choice B. One time, I measured a shelving area incorrectly and prepared the wrong board. When I noticed the mistake, I told the lead worker instead of hiding it. We were able to use the board elsewhere, and I started writing measurements down and confirming them before cutting. Choice C. I have made mistakes, but usually it was because someone gave me bad instructions. Reveal strongest answer. Choice B. Applicant's full response. One time, I measured a shelving area incorrectly and prepared the wrong board. When I noticed the mistake, I told the lead worker instead of trying to hide it. Fortunately, we were able to use the board on another part of the project. After that, I started writing measurements down, checking them twice, and confirming anything that seemed unclear before cutting. Narrator explanation. This answer succeeds because Andre names a real mistake, accepts responsibility, explains how he responded, shows what changed afterward. The interviewer does not expect a perfect human being. They want to know whether mistakes are hidden, repeated, blamed on others, or used as a learning experience. Choice A can sound unrealistic. Choice C demonstrates defensiveness. A useful mistake story should end with a new procedure, habit, or lesson. Question 6. Why should we hire you? Interviewer. We are interviewing several people. Why should we hire you? Pause. Choice. A. Because I need the job more than most people. I have bills, and I am ready to start immediately. Choice B. Because I am probably stronger than the other applicants. Choice C. I may not have the most experience of everyone you interview, but I can bring reliability, physical readiness, honesty, and a willingness to learn. I will not pretend to know a task that I do not understand. I will show up prepared, follow instructions, and work to become more useful to the crew. Reveal strongest answer. Choice. See applicant's full response. I may not have the most experience of everyone you interview, but I can bring reliability, physical readiness, honesty, and a willingness to learn. I will not pretend to know a task that I do not understand. I will show up prepared, follow instructions, take safety seriously, and work to become more useful to the crew as I gain experience. Narrator explanation. Andre does not try to defeat imaginary competitors. He explains his value. Choice A focuses on why Andre needs money, not why the employer should trust him. Choice B makes an unsupported comparison. Choice C acknowledges his current level while showing how he reduces hiring risk. That concludes interview. S.A.F.E.T.E.C.H also provides links to 5 different independent worker boards, giving you additional places to search for employment, contract work, and project opportunities. Those boards operate independently, and S.A.F.E.T.E.C.H does not control or guarantee their listings, hiring decisions, compensation, or availability. But the opportunity that fits your experience, location, schedule, and goals may be closer than you think. Prepare your resume. Practice your stories. Know your strengths, understand your limits, ask professional questions, and begin exploring. Your right opportunity may be only a few clicks away.